Hi, I'm Matt Sargent with Efficiency Vermont. Today we're in the basement. Many homes have little or no insulation in the basement. And this home has just some masonry and a couple inches of wood between us and outside, so it could really benefit from proper air sealing and insulation down here. To get started, you'll want to move things away from the outside walls. Hang up some work lights, wear protective clothing, careful not to bump your head or touch heating pipes. If you have an old stone foundation like this, you're probably going to want to call a contractor because these can be hard to insulate and air seal properly. A block wall or a solid concrete wall, much better candidate for a do-it-yourself project. If you see things like moisture, knob and tube wiring, structural issues, or even asbestos insulation, you definitely want to call a contractor. When you're air sealing your basement, you want to start with the big holes first. Then you move to the smaller holes. Look at the size and the gaps and cracks around this bulkhead door. This is a great place to start. In the winter, cold air leaks into the basement, rises up through the house, and escapes into the attic. Now, this is called the stack effect. And to reduce the stack effect, we're air sealing this bulkhead door. I'm putting a good bead of caulking down under this threshold. We're going to fasten this into place right here. And we air sealed the frame to the concrete. Now we need to insulate the doors. I'm using this foil-faced polyisocyanurate, but you can also use blue or pink foam board. If you use polyiso, you want to cover the edges with foil tape to protect them. I'm fastening this panel to the door with nails that have washers on the head. We put some weather stripping on the side of it. We put some caulking behind the weather stripping. You can find all these products at your local building supply store. We also installed a door sweep on the inside of the door so that the whole thing closes up nice and tight. This basement window is another big hole that we need to air seal. I'll remove the screen out of here. And we've got a panel out there, but it's not doing much. You can see daylight all the way around it. I have here a little peel and stick weather stripping that I'm going to do the whole window frame with. We take the backing off and it just sticks right to the window frame. Now that we're weather stripped, and we'll get some hardware on this to keep it there. And that looks pretty good. That's going to be nice and tight. Now that we've air sealed the big holes, we're going to go after some of the smaller holes like this electric penetration here. Get this filled in really well. There's this big crack in the sill here. We want to make sure we're air sealing this. When insulating this joist area, also known as the band joist, you don't want to use a fiberglass bat, which can allow air to move through it and moisture to get behind it where it can condense on the framing. Instead, use a foam block like this. Cut it a little smaller than the opening so you can get spray foam around the entire perimeter of the block. To meet today's standard of R20, I'll use 2 layers of 2-inch foam, both sealed in place. If the wall is clean, dry, and smooth, you can insulate your foundation with a rigid foam board. Foundation walls require at least R15. Attach it to the wall using the proper adhesive for the foam that you're using. If warm, moist air from the basement gets behind the foam, it can condense and cause problems. So use spray foam to seal all the way around the panel so that no air can get behind it. Use a fire-rated foam or cover the foam with a thermal and ignition barrier such as drywall. Not all basements are alike. You may see some things in your basement that we didn't talk about today. If you're unsure of how to tackle something, you may want to call a contractor or call us at Efficiency Vermont. We're always here to help.